For the final project, I chose to watch Erin Brockovich and show the following questions, the answers that I provided. The two primary legal concepts and issues I picked up on that were depicted in the movie were class action lawsuit and corporate responsibility. Brockovich's case against PG&E is a class action lawsuit representing the group of affected residents that were affected by the contaminated groundwater. This legal strategy was used in the perfect scenario, as these lawsuits are best for environmental issues that are widespread, because it affected over 600 residents with cancer and various diseases. Corporate responsibility is shown in the way that Brockovich holds PG&E accountable to their ethical responsibilities. The case is specifically known as the Hinckley case, and one of the biggest takeaways was PG&E's lack of environmental standards and a failure to protect the public health. Class action lawsuits can sometimes be a long and tedious process for both the legal team and the involved parties. The movie also exemplifies crucial business law scenarios, including corporate negligence. It sheds light onto how victims can seek justice through legal channels to ultimately hold companies like PG&E accountable for their negligent actions. Brockovich, during the movie, had a very empathetic approach to the legal case that ultimately helped her win. She was able to appeal a judge and get over 600 signatures from affected residents and their stated health issues relating to the cause. These actions from Brockovich can cause issues with professionalism as well as the integrity of the case. There were several areas to be raised of legal consequences, including public awareness and ethical implications. Public awareness was increased after the making of this movie due to the fact that it shed more light onto toxic pollution, specifically in groundwater and the link it had to drinking water. The media obviously took off with this case and was able to impact the public to question the environmental policies within legislation. Ethical implications were also raised between corporate interests and public health. The movie made chromium a common word known throughout households within the U.S., instilling more knowledge within the public. One of the biggest ethical dilemmas presented in the movie were faced by both Erin and Ed Massery, who had trouble balancing financial interests against moral obligations that they had to the residents affected by the contamination. Overall, they both wanted to protect community health and safety, but this sometimes clouded their judgment when looking to the final outcome the case needed to take. In Wisconsin Legislator, Chapter 283, it can be compared to the legality that was put into place after the case involving Erin Brockovich to create a goal of administering and maintaining a state pollutant discharge elimination system and continue to follow all requirements of Federal Water Pollution Control Act amendments of 1972. This shows how Wisconsin has put forth efforts to following water pollution as a whole and how they planned to get rid of it by 1985. I believe that the resolution of these legal issues within the movie were realistic in a sense, but also were made more dramatic in order to do well within the film industry. While it is based on a true story, there are some instances of heightened empathy and emotion displayed by Brockovich to help the cinematic experience. However, they did do a good job at showing the basic legal aspects of a class action lawsuit. Legal changes that could have prevented the whole case would be tighter laws and articles on hazardous waste. If these were in effect or even more enforced, most if not all the residents affected could have been saved from death and or ailments caused by the contamination. As recently as July of 2025, California has been thinking about giving water districts legal cover against the lawsuits while they meet new standards for the cancer-causing toxic chemical. So this means giving leeway to these water companies while they make up to standards, making sure that they don't face legal action and create a case like Erin Brockovich's story. From the movie, I not only learned the importance of compassion in business law, but also the severity of cases that are only prefaced throughout social media and news outlets that are so much more than they're led up to be. So many people go unnoticed, and I appreciate how the movie tugged at the heartstrings to really help people understand the personal effects the law takes as well. This movie is based on a true story and shows that corporations will sometimes take great lengths to cut corners and save a few dollars, regardless of the consequences. Thankfully, everyone in the Hinckley case got a part of the settlement that was won, which in all was $333 million, making it the largest class action lawsuit in history.